this video, we're going to talk about the different ways you could be making $100,000 a year and how easy it is to actually achieve that goal. And we're going to talk about some powerful strategies to think about your money, right? And think about your time so you can earn more and work less, okay? The secret is not working harder. So let's jump right into this video. I'll show you different ways of making $100,000 every year, okay? Sounds like a big goal. It really isn't. So let's kind of just run through some of the math, okay? So let's say you have Python clients, right? You're doing freelancing work for them, or maybe you're coaching them. If you have one client at $50 an hour, you're making $2,000 a month, and that's $24,000 a year, as you can see, okay? Now, average Python developer and average Python freelancer charges $150 an hour, okay? Especially Python freelancers charge between $150 to $300 an hour. $50 is a very, very low hourly rate for a Python freelancer. This is true whether you're a Python freelancer in Russia, Bangladesh, United Kingdom, India, United States. It doesn't matter. Most people at this point know that most of the developers are overseas, okay? And I'm going to show you that the difference for getting clients between somebody who lives in the United States versus somebody who lives overseas in another country, it's not really any different. It's a similar way, okay? It's pretty much the same way. So now looking at this, one of the lowest rates you could charge, again, is $50 an hour, right? And this is the yearly income that you're making. Now, if this is a side hustle, I mean, this is great. You could start a business with this. Now, let's move this thing up to $100 an hour, right? And now you're making $4,000 a month, and you're making $48,000 a year. Let's say you have one client at $150 an hour, and now you're making $72,000 a year. Okay? Not bad. And let's say you have another client at, let's say, $100 an hour, and with just two clients, you're hitting $120,000 a year. Sounds like a big number. And by the way, I forgot to mention, it's just 10 hours of work per week. You're not even working 40 hours a week here. If you were, you'd be making a lot of money, okay? But we're just going to assume that you're not, because this is freelancing and maybe you're doing just some projects for them here and there, and this is what you're making. This is very, very reasonable. Like, as a 21-year-old, I did a project for one of the clients, and you might already know this, and for less than 2 months of work, and it was just a few hours a week, they paid me $20,173.30. So this is very doable. Okay. Now, let's say that you're not very confident in your skill and you have a client at $50 an hour. And let's say you have another one at, I don't know, $30 an hour. You're still making $110,000 a year. Okay. So just a few clients. Now, I get it. Again, you're not going to have the same clients maybe the entire time. That's possible. But you're going to have a stream of clients come in. Okay. So basically you can be working with 1, 2, 3 clients at a time. And then if client 3, let's say, goes away, now all of a sudden you start accepting work from, let's say, client 4. Okay. And another important thing you need to understand is you can hire and fire your clients. So if you are not interested in working with client 2, you can just say, hey, I can't work with you. Okay. Can't work with you. Can't happen. You can cut them off. It's really up to you. So one of the main things I wanted to touch on in this video is that, look, first of all, the income that you're trying to make, right? It's not that hard, especially hitting goals like $100,000. It's very, very, very doable, okay? I've personally made well over $100,000 a year starting from the age of 21. Very doable goal. It's not hard. You just have to sit there and like literally think about the different math you can do. Below this video, I have the calculator for you so you can check your Python earning potential and play around with this and see how much you could be earning, okay? But this is $100,000 math. So check out how many different ways you could be making it. Maybe you can come up with some more creative ways. And look at the monthly income. Now, here's another thing I want to touch on. You could cut off this client, and now look, you're working only 20 hours a week. With 20 hours a week of work, you're making $86K a year. You're making $7,200 a month. $7,200 a month. You could choose, most of the work is usually 40 hours a week, right? So if you're working 20 hours a week total, you could choose to spend the extra 20 hours that you've freed up with your family, friends, or just watching Stranger Things, Netflix, whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you want to do jiu-jitsu. Maybe you want to do, hire a personal chef, okay? And other important things I want you to think about is like the money you're going to be making. First of all, like let's talk about what you can do with money, right? Like most people make it seem like money is bad, money is evil, and don't talk about money. It's taboo. Here's why money is really important. You can not only affect your life and change your life for the better, but you can support your family around you. You can support your friends around you. You can even support the community around you. And you could build schools in Africa. You could give education to children, right? It just depends what you choose to do with the money that you make. So very, very important to understand that, because I feel like somewhere along the way, society teaches us to just think of money as evil and just like say screw it. But look, if Bill Gates didn't have money or Elon Musk didn't have money, they wouldn't be able to do what they're doing now. Okay? So if you want to impact the world, make a difference, it's one of the necessary things. And all money is just a tool for exchange. It's just a convenient tool for exchange. You have money, you get something else in return. That's all it is. So let's open up the discussion about money and let's not think of it as taboo. And let's start thinking of what we can do with it. Now let's think about all the different ways we could be using the money that we get. Okay, so let's end the discussion about money being taboo. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to open up a dialogue on this, and I'm going to have you comment below, okay? Like the top 10 things you could be using money for and why it could be helpful and beneficial to you, okay? So I've mentioned already that it could help you, it could help your family, you could build schools with it, you could put this money in charity, you could use it for whatever you want. But let's talk about the 10 ways that you could use it. I'm going to give you some examples of mine. I have trouble eating right. And one of the best things for fitness, right, is the food that you eat. If you can get your food right, 80 to 90% of what your body looks like is made in the kitchen, right? It's made in the food that you eat. So if you can get your protein right and your carbs right, all of that, you will look pretty good. And also when you go to the gym, you'll put on muscle, or you'll burn fat and you'll put on muscle. Okay, simple as that. Now, if my health is a priority, which it should be for you as well, imagine having a personal fitness coach who is first of all, holding you accountable, putting together a workout plan for you, and making sure that you get your ass there and do the work. Okay, very important, mentor. And then you have a personal chef who is cooking all the right meals for you. And how is that happening? Your fitness coach and your chef is talking with each other, and they're putting together the perfect meals for you. And you don't have to think about it. You can be working on whatever, right? You're working on your things, you're building your clients, you're going out networking, and boom, you come home. The food is ready to go. All the right food. You're eating it, like your veggies, your juices, all the stuff that you don't want to spend time on. You could have somebody help you with cleaning, right? Or maybe You could use that money to hire somebody else to work with you in your Python freelancing journey. Or you could use that money to hire a mentor who can coach you on coding. For example, one of the ways I developed my skills really fast was all the money I would make in my hourly coaching that I would do for other people. All that money, let's say I made doing chess and teaching people chess, since I wanted to learn the skill of coding, what I did is I took all that money and I would pay it to a mentor who could teach me coding. Okay? And this way I was able to pick up coding skills much faster, because the same thing, you're going to go through a textbook in or a video tutorial in, and that's going to take you like, let's say 100 hours. A mentor can show you that in 30 minutes or 10 minutes and avoid you going down the wrong path. So it's invaluable, right? And money is just a tool for exchange. You remember we talked about that? So I was exchanging my chess skill for my coding skill, okay? You could do that as well with money, okay? So there are two things. You either have time or you have money, okay? If you're putting in a lot of time, then you don't need that much money, okay? But if you have money, now you don't have to spend a lot of that time and you're more free. Meaning that if you don't have a lot of money, you're going to be working 40, 60 hours a week, really pushing yourself and, sometimes burning yourself out. But if you have a surplus of money, now you can work still, but you can choose to work on the things that you want. You can choose to work with the clients that you want, okay? You can choose when you want to work, where you want to work from. You have freedom, okay? So very, very important things to think about. And I urge you, right after watching this video, write the top 10 things you could be doing with money. And I want you to share that with people. And be real. Don't bullshit anybody. Don't bullshit yourself. Again, one of the things I've talked about, be brutally honest with yourself. So what would you use this money for? Would you use it for fancier dates so you could impress your girlfriend? Would you use it for going on a fancy honeymoon? Would you use it for your kids? Would you use it for whatever? Like I have access to, for example, multiple gym memberships because I want to be able to go to a jiu-jitsu gym, and then I like to be able to go to a 24/7 gym just in case at 2 a.m. or something like that if I ever want to work out, okay? What would you use it for and how would it help you? So think about that, all right? Again, awesome cameras, awesome lighting. How does that happen? Think about it. I want you to write it down below this video, and let's open up a dialogue on this. And this is going to be one of the most important videos that you ever watch in any course ever, okay? It's very important to have a different kind of mindset, to think about time and money. I want you to respect your time very, 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 very deeply, all right? I'm going to touch more on this in the next video where we get into the power of habit and where we get into kind of automating your success, okay? So make sure you comment that below, and that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.